Part 4 is wrapping up at the moment, and what a way to end it. I've been waiting a long time to talk about this fight as it's one of the best climaxes any parts in the series have. Yoshikage Kira is an amazing villain with an amazing send-off in the last couple arcs, so without further ado, this is why the Josuke vs Kira fight works. Normally I talk about one arc at a time in these videos, but I have to briefly talk about Another One Bites the Dust before moving on to Crazy Diamond Is Unbreakable, because the Bite the Dust ability really is quite something. Ever since Kira changed his identity, things haven't really been looking up for him. As the normal Stand of the Week formula has been going on in the series, small but significant progress has been made in pinning down his new identity, such as when Remy noticed Hayato filming his father. By the end, it seems that he's cornered as the gang are going to his house the next day, and he even kills Hayato in a fit of rage. Kira is all about dispelling stress and living a quiet life as he believes it's the best way to live. His entire routine is all about being as relaxed and as happy as possible so he doesn't take any of these newfound problems well. I loved that when stressed we see how all these worries affect him, such as when he completely loses his cool when shouting at his father. And then the arrow ends up piercing him. We are already well aware of the arrow's stand properties, so this allows us to see what other potential effects it has, such as when piercing a stand user. Because of this, it's not like the Bite the Dust ability completely came out of nowhere, and it's also fucking awesome. There's also a really nice touch by David Productions in this scene as he has some kind of attack with his stand flickering in and out when the arrow pierces his neck. It makes the entire thing just seem more real in my eyes. Part 4 is all about mystery, which has continued even during this arc. When we next see Kira, he is completely different, with a new hairstyle which doesn't actually make any sense, but we'll let it slide. The change of appearance is somewhat significant as it shows how he's completely comfortable with his new lifestyle. When he had his black spiked hair he was playing as someone else, but now he's being himself and it's pretty scary to see this newfound confidence come out of nowhere. His attitude has completely changed and he's the happiest we've seen him in a while, which sparks a lot of questions. He should have died, so why the hell is he so happy, and why is Hayato alive? What's going on? When we get to Rohan's death it's absolutely unreal as we've got no idea what's happening. Seeing his death written in Hayato was the most shocking way for it to happen, and when Killer Queen emerges from underneath the pages it's an absolute oh shit moment as it's pretty clear that Rohan's fucked. As much as we hope he can somehow win against Killer Queen, it's pretty clear that he's going to die. When we finally get explained the ability of Bite the Dust while Rohan is dying, it's completely insane. I can't emphasize enough how powerful this ability is, but it's not completely broken. It's a weirdly specific ability that only works for Kira, and it's one of those weird JoJo powers that just about works. The entire arc is essentially just Kira screwing everyone over, from killing Rohan over and over, allowing us to see the heartbreaking moment of Remy seeing his spirit fly above Morioh, to even killing the entire cast. It just makes us wonder, how is he going to be stopped? I found this entire scenario to be particularly standout as the situation seemed helpless once Bite the Dust was explained to us. When even the main character is dying, you know things aren't looking too good. The way Josuke found out about Kira was very simple, but was also absolutely perfect as it fit Kira's character very well. Kira's careful, sure, but also can get quite overconfident. He claimed his second bomb had no weakness, which resulted in his embarrassing situation at the cafe, and he called Star Platinum weak, which was definitely a bad idea. Again in this situation, he starts saying his name out loud, which leads to Josuke overhearing him. It's nice to see this character trait of his directly playing into his downfall. Despite this though, he claims that he could have killed the cast if he wanted to. Is this his overconfidence again? Normally he realizes when he's fucked up, but he seems awfully calm considering his situation, and it's frightening. It's never good when a character is so unfazed during a dire problem, so this scene gets you hyped up to see what else he has up his sleeve. It turns out, as always, considering the luck this character seems to have, that he had a reason to be so confident. Killer Queen isn't very good at close combat as we've seen, and in case you thought Bite the Dust was as good as it's going to get for him, Kira unveils the Stray Cat bomb combo. I love the fact that Stray Cat is relevance at the very end and isn't just some one-off stand user, and it is such a genius idea too. Stray Cat was deadly on its own, and with the air bomb synergy the power of Killer Queen truly reaches a next level. Some people may be upset that Okuyasu died, but his death and revival brought us some awesome moments. When he died, Josuke starts freaking out, in a scene very similar to when his granddad died. This gives us a sad reminder that Crazy Diamond can't bring people back to life, and confirms for the viewers that he is dead. Despite this though, Josuke starts dragging Okuyasu along and refuses to accept his death. No matter how badass the Joestars are, this is a good reminder that Josuke is just a kid. He doesn't know how to handle death, so he just denies it completely. It helps to remind us that Part 4 isn't about a group of professionals, and these characters are just everyday people, with Josuke handling his friend's death just like anyone else would. As I mentioned, Okuyasu does come back with the greatest last-minute save of all time, which may seem a bit cheap, but it's important to listen to his speech. He's a character who doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself because of his intelligence, so he's constantly relied on his brother. To see him choose for himself is great development on his part and really shows his growth as a character. By far my favourite thing about the fight is that the majority of it takes place from long range, with Kira's air bombs and Josuke using glass as some form of homing bomb. The way the glass is used to connect with the dried blood is an absolutely genius idea which demonstrates the great versatility of the stand, and it's also nice to see the sniping abilities learnt in the Let's Go Hunting arc to be put to use. Kira also has great use of his father, and I'm really happy that this fight helps to tie up some loose ends, which isn't something us JoJo fans get to say a lot. Hayato also works quite well as a Speedwagon style commentator for the fight, not being too distracting and helping to hype up the close range confrontation at the end with its absolutely awesome palette swap to make us know that shit's about to get real. To talk about Kira's demise, there was a lot to like about it. His relatively normal death was quite fitting for his character, and it was nice to see him die as some unknown man in an accident. I was also really happy to see that he ended up going to Ghost Alley, so Remy could get some personal payback. The one problem I have with this ending is the fact that Jotaro got the last blow in and not Josuke, because he is the main character, but I'll let it slide considering how well everything else was done. So there you have it, that's why the Josuke vs Kira fight works. It's definitely one of the best final fights in the series in my eyes, and was a great send-off for so many characters. David Productions did a good job with this fight, and I can only hope we get to see part 5 animated someday. Thanks for watching folks, I'll see you later.